This is the window sash from the mansion. As you can see, the paint is really bubbling up, it's failing, and at some point it looks like somebody replaced this glass or reglazed it with DAP glazing. So I have the window paint all stripped off. You can see some of the finish is still there, but I got all the failing paint off. It's a lot more smooth than it was. I'll sand it down just a touch before I prime the face of it. But I'm going to be doing something a little bit different with this window because the interior side of the window is a natural finish. I don't want to use a paint oil-based primer on the rabbit, for fear that it might drip down onto the natural side, the natural finish side. So instead, I'm going to be using boiled linseed oil to prime the rabbits. The boiled linseed oil will nourish the wood and it will prevent the wood from wicking the linseed oil in the glaze out, so that you don't want the linseed oil to dry out and crack. That will make it fail early. So by priming with the linseed oil in the rabbits, that will protect the glaze from the wood side of the window. So I just picked this up at my local hardware store. This is boiled linseed oil. I'm going to pour a little bit into this container for me to dip into. And you can see it just looks like a natural oil there. Now I'm going to dip my foam brush here in it. You could use any kind of brush, a chip brush if you just want to throw it out afterwards, or you can clean it. And then I'm just going to go along here, the edges. But you can see the wood is just soaking it right up. The other nice thing about using linseed oil as a primer is that because the glaze is made with linseed oil, you don't have to wait for this to dry to start glazing. You can start glazing while it's wet, because it creates that barrier, and it's made out of the same oil as the glaze. So this will save a little bit of time too, which is great. Always remember that when you're done with your brush, you want to set it out someplace safe to dry. Linseed oil is flammable if you throw it in the garbage or pile it up with rags and things like that. So make sure that you let this dry out or submerge it in water so that it doesn't cause a fire. So the other thing that I'm doing a little differently with this window, again, because the interior side is a natural finish, is I'm using this pre-mixed, pre-tinted brown glaze. So glaze usually is gray, and if you want to tint it, you can do that, but shout out to the craftsman who sells this pre-tinted brown glaze, so I don't have to mix that up. So it is Sarco putty. He has it specially tinted, and you can get it in several different colors. So check that out if you need colored glaze. And even though most of the glaze will be on the exterior side of the window, sometimes you can still see some of the bedded glazing on the interior side. So this will make sure that it's not obvious. So here we go. Okay, so now you can see I bedded the rabbit with glazing. These rabbits are really, really narrow, so I didn't use a lot. The glass fits pretty tightly in this, so I don't want a lot of resistance from the when I put the glass in. And this glass is pretty large. It is 40 inches by 16 inches. So I don't want to risk breaking it either. So let's see. Get this in here. Okay, that's in. So we're going to speed this part up. I'm putting points in the sash there, and then I'm going to start glazing. Now I'm going to clean it up with some whiting powder, just like I would any other sash. All right, so as you can see, this side of the window is fully glazed. See if I can zoom in for you. The brown glazing worked really nicely. It was very smooth, very forgiving, maybe even more so than regular Sarco putty. So I would definitely, if you need colored glazing, I would definitely recommend this.